In this exercise, we're going to learn how to copy columns from one floor up to the next floor. Now, the reason why you'd ever want to do that is because when you first model a three-dimensional column like this, you want it to be modeled to real-world dimensions, such as if that column only goes from the first floor up to the second floor, you want to make sure that it's modeled that way. Then, on the second floor and the third floor, you want to copy those columns up and stack them on top of each other. We can see this a little bit better if we flip to a south elevation view underneath our project browser. So under the project browser, find elevations and double-click on south. In this case, we can see that we have our different columns, and they're going from the first floor up to the second floor. Now I want to have the ability to copy these from second to third, and then third up to the fourth floor. In this case, the fourth floor is actually our roof level. So to be able to do this, our best bet is actually to go into a plan view and select the columns from there. Double-click underneath Level 1 Floor Plan Views. Zoom in so we're in a spot where we can see the most of our columns. Move your mouse down, get fairly close, farthest to the left and bottom column that we can. Click, hold your mouse button down, and draw a window around each of those columns. And then just let go whenever you're done. If you should happen to accidentally choose something that isn't a column, you have the option of coming up here to Filters and select on the little filter icon up here on the ribbon. And if more than one thing that isn't a column is checkmarked, just clear those check marks out and then select on OK. The next thing that we want to do with all these selected is move over here, and underneath the clipboard panel, we want to select on Copy to Clipboard. This is the same as if you were in other Windows programs and you did a Control-C to copy to the Windows clipboard. I want to put extra emphasis on the fact this is not the same as Revit's copy command. This is a different type of copy. So once again, underneath the clipboard, select on Copy to Clipboard. When you do this, you'll notice that the Paste command becomes active. Don't click on the picture, select on the word Paste. There'll be a few different options available to us, but the one that I want to do is Align to Selected Levels. So select Align to Selected Levels. This will then give us the option to choose which levels that we want to be able to copy our columns up to. In this case, highlight Level 2, hold down the Control key, select on Level 3, move down and click on OK. Now initially on your screen you might see Revit think for a couple of moments, but you won't see any changes, and that's because those changes have now occurred on the upper two levels. If we look at this in a 3D view though, which you'll remember you can either come up to your 3D house and select on that, or under the project browser under 3D views double click on 3D, you'll now be able to see those columns have been copied up from floor to floor. Now this trick doesn't just work with columns. This also works with walls and with floors and anything you might want to be able to duplicate from one floor to the next floor. In fact, we'll probably be doing that whenever we're going to be working with our floors later on in the project. Remember, if you ever need to be able to copy your columns from one location to the next location, in other words, from floor to floor, all you need to do is window around them. After they've been selected, come up, select on Copy the Clipboard, then Paste, Align to Selected Levels, choosing the levels you'd want your columns to go to. Now I'm going to come down here to South and double click on that. And you'll see each of your views update, and your model as a whole will update with those columns in the appropriate locations.